Man, you know, on cold days like these, you end up looking around the house for your earmuffs, and you remember how you ripped them in half to use as coasters for the piano legs. Well, don't panic. Here's a way you can make your own earmuffs. Get yourself a couple of cottage cheese containers. Seem to have a lot of these around our house. I don't know why. I don't eat cottage cheese or anything else you scrape off a cottage. And what you want to do is hook these together with a croquet hoop. Actually, just like this. I suppose I could have done this with a coat hanger, but you know, I like to go high end whenever I can. Now you need to put something inside the containers to keep your ears warm. How about insulation? There's a no-brainer, huh? You can go R12 with these, or R24. Actually, if you're fighting Mike Tyson, you might want to use steel wool. And it's just, I say it's just that simple. I'll tell you, your ears will never be warmer. Or itchier. You know, other than about a week in October, I basically did nothing last year, and I was fine with that. But even though I was doing nothing, my mind was still thinking about stuff. Stuff that I hadn't done and should have. Stuff that I had done and shouldn't have. But mainly it was coming up with a lot more evidence that, as far as I'm concerned, proves that I'm right and almost everybody else is wrong. And that was fine too, but where I made my mistake was that I shared all that with my friends and especially my wife. And before you knew it, they were suggesting that I gather up all those opinions and stories and take them on the road where they belong. I even went to see my doctor to make sure I was healthy enough to tour again, and he gave me the go-ahead. He said I probably wouldn't get sick on the road, but even if I did, he'd prefer I was thousands of miles away when it happened. So I put together a brand new show, and I'm calling it I'm Not Old, I'm Ripe. And we're going to be doing about 25 cities, starting in St. Pete, Florida on March the 30th, and we're going to end up in the middle of May somewhere out west. It's basically a lodge meeting, and if you want to find out where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be there, go to redgreen.com, click on the city that's nearest to you. I'm hoping you can all make it, or I'm hoping a few of you can make it. I think it's going to be my best show yet, and if you saw the first two, you know that's certainly doable. So looking forward to a successful tour. Otherwise, my friends and my wife are going to look like idiots. Until then, I'm hoping to see you at the lodge meeting. And meanwhile, keep your stick on the ice.